Oh shit, here we go again.
Alright, I'm gonna make this a quick video. I know I look like crap, but we're just gonna do a quick update. Alex has just released a response video. It's a 30-minute video, and I'm gonna break it up in 10 minutes or less, just to make it a little easier. So I wrote my notes here, and it's pretty crazy. So she starts the video off by saying, after 3 months when they started the podcast, Alex got a raise. She didn't tell Sofia she got a raise because she just felt Alex would do all the uploading, editing, marketing. Sofia would get upset with Alex because she didn't want to give off that perception that Sofia wasn't doing as much work as her. So when she got offered the raise after the 3 months, she kind of kept it a secret because she didn't feel comfortable with Sofia's remarks regarding how she was doing or how Alex was doing more work than her. And like in different scenarios, Alex outlines that, for example, when they're in meetings, would ask, hey, who does the editing for this? It's really good. Sofia would just jump in and say, we both did it. So Alex kept that private. It was a tough decision apparently for her, and she never told her. They recorded every episode for 3 hours long, and then Alex would be the one that condensed that footage to be 1 hour long. That usually took around 7 to 20 hours. So she was definitely putting in a lot of work. And I know for a fact that editing podcasts, video content, it takes a long time. And it's noted here that Sofia didn't do any of the work. So Alex did all the work by herself. I do understand why she didn't tell Sofia, especially if someone tells you, hey, I don't want you to portray that you do more work than me when she's not actually doing the work. I would get upset. Like with anyone, with any of my friends, employees, or whatever. At the end of that first year, they start negotiating. And that's when the Peter guy comes into play. Peter would constantly tell him something about the industry standard and how they weren't getting paid the industry standard, right? And then multiple people would tell these two that, hey, you're getting underpaid, you're getting ripped off, they're taking advantage of you, and they're constantly hearing this back and forth from their friends, their peers, the Peter dude, his friends. Peter makes this list of demands, right? The demands that I talked about in my last video. It outlined the demands that Dave talked about in the podcast episode. You can listen to it there. Basically, at the end of the day, Dave kind of humbled them, and it really pissed him off. Like the terms pissed him off. He said, go after yourself, forget you guys. I'm done. I don't need this, right? So then that's when Peter starts shopping around the industry. So when I talked about, Call Her Daddy going shopping for new hosts and stuff, this is when Peter and his people are doing that. Meanwhile, the rooftop meeting occurs, the famous roof deck meeting. This was the beginning of coronavirus, and the terms were outlined like in the video and everywhere that Davis talked about and what the tabloids are talking about. Basically $500K each. The IP is yours after a year. That's a really good deal. And Sofia was apparently being combative towards Dave, and at the end of that meeting, they walked out wanting different things. And this is where I think the segmentation begins. Alex really wanted to take the deal. However, Sofia thought differently. She did not want to take the deal. And this led to the ghost period, where Dave outlined saying, they didn't contact me. I contacted their lawyers, and they never contacted me back. Alex wanted Sofia to be part of the show because they're that duo, right? As Sofia was making a list of demands, Alex would constantly say, hey, that's fine, like whatever Sofia wants, just because we have to do this show together, 50-50, I'm on board with whatever she's on board. However, Sofia and Alex wanting to make Sofia happy, the demands kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So this resulted in the phone call, which is when Alex calls up Sofia on a 2-hour phone call, and I'm going to summarize it really fast. Point 1, Alex didn't want to leave. Point 2, Sofia wanted to leave. Point 3, this is really important, Sofia didn't care about the IP as much as Alex did. This is where, they started trying to convince each other that they're right. When you have two people, and you're explaining, your ideals or whatever, and one person believes one thing, the other person believes the other, and there's no way of getting that person to believe their point of view. This is what got things a little complicated, I think, in my opinion. Sofia asked this key question that rubbed Alex off the wrong way. If one of us gets fired, then who gets the IP? And this is when Alex gets a little sussed out. She's like, why are you asking these questions? Are you planning on leaving purposely? Are you trying to get fired intentionally? Are you trying to get Dave to fire you? And this is like when the period of paranoia starts to occur, and even more confusion starts to set in. And if I were like me watching this, is freaking confused. Like so then after this, somehow the original first contract that wasn't the revised version that included the bonuses, somehow gets leaked on the New York Post. And Alex says there's only 5 people that had that contract. Alex, Sofia, her lawyers, which it's illegal for them to leak that information, Barstool Sports, and Mr. Peter Nelson. Obviously, it was an attempt to make Barstool look bad. And Alex was thinking, is there sabotage going on? Which there was. Obviously, it was sabotage. Lawyer calls Alex later, telling her that Sofia has a new agency representing her. Again, another suspicious point to bring up. And then shows her the new term sheet. And the term sheet looks exactly identical to the one that Peter Nelson made up at the very, very beginning of this. One key point, the girls would own the intellectual property even if they got terminated. So in the contract it stated, even if they got fired, they still own it. So technically, if they went into making the podcast again for a week and decided to leave, they would still own the IP. And that was on the contract, the new contract. I don't need to explain this part. This is where Alex is pretty much accepting that they're not going to come to terms. Alex and Sofia, they're not going to come to terms. They're not going to come to an agreement. Sofia obviously doesn't want to be part of Barstool, and Alex is really wanting to jump on the deal. So this is when Alex contacts Dave and starts negotiating with her representation, her own representation. And the rest is history. You know, this is really tough because they seemed like they were good friends. They're the duo, and now they're split up. And it's tough because I've had friends where I'm no longer friends with them because of things like this. When it boils down to money, when you start getting greedy and trying to bite off more than you can chew and trying to take advantage of others, that's when, you know, the knot kind of gets severed. And I've had several instances, not as similar, more similar to this in different respects, not regarding this much money or, you know, my own podcast, but it's a tough thing to go through. And I'm not gonna lie, I feel for her. She lost a best friend, roommate, business partner, in a brand that they built up over the course of the year. It's impressive. But yeah, just wanted a quick update. I know it's a 30-minute video. I hope this video condensed that information for you. But basically, that's what it was about. I look greasy. I just got back from work, and it's a Friday night, and I won't keep you guys for too long. So if you enjoyed, please like the video. Please subscribe, comment, leave a comment down below. And yeah, it's tough. Wow. I think I did that video in less than 10 minutes. If you guys are interested in new shirts, I have a new clothing company coming out soon. Baron Collective, link will be right here. Merch will be available really soon. Type in your email for updates. But really excited to launch this line. Been working on it for a long time. So anyway, that's it for the vid. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see what happens. We'll see how the podcast pans out after this, how the brand pans out after this, how she's going to handle the podcast independently. We'll have to see, honestly. Don't really know what to expect. I don't think anyone knows what to expect. I don't think Barstool knows what to expect. I don't think Alex knows what to expect. But anyway, that's it for me. Peace. Stay safe. Just wanted to film this part really fast because I want to talk about, totally forgot to film this part, but my own experiences when working with a partner. I used to run a channel with a friend. He's still a very close friend of mine. We used to run this YouTube channel. It got to a point where we had our creative differences. I was doing my thing and he was doing his thing. And when you get to the point where one person sees an opportunity a different way than you do, it's going to be tough, you know, working together and focusing on this brand or how you want to move it forward. Because for me personally, felt like that channel just wasn't what I wanted to do anymore, and I feel like he had the same idea. I was putting in more of the work in terms of editing, finding what kind of content to upload, and I just found myself uploading more frequently, so I wanted to make my own channel. This situation is kind of different, but I just wanted to bring this point up because, as you can see, creative differences do arise, and the point I'm trying to drive home is that when you want something, it's hard to get that other person to get on board if they don't want it. And it happens.
Y'all right here with no more nine. But it's all up.